Now, here's the question. What percentage of the Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters or Brazilian MMA fighters do you think are on steroids? If you had to guess.
Freezing, holding.
Look at that face.
No, you know what?
Because you're asking.
No, you know what? I don't want to just single out Brazilians. I think a majority of the guys are.
A majority.
But a lot of the Brazilians.
So you think it's 90% of all the MMA fighters are on steroids?
Let's say, what Brazilians do you think are not on steroids?
Well,
that's a good question.
That's ridiculous.
Huh? Which ones are not? Nogueira for sure, right? Nogueira. He's not.
Brennan, why are your eyes so wide? Brennan, why do you look like you've seen a ghost?
Little Nog?
Why do you look like you're fighting Chief?
Let's not do
Eddie
this.
gets me in trouble, man.
No, I think
you
those
had
guys
me
do
take
this.
me
I
into
think
the
those guys are clean.
Rhonda thing last time.
No, it wasn't me. Was it me?
Yeah, it was you.
I apologize. I feel so bad. No, seriously, I feel really, really bad for that.
The understated thing about
you know what I mean?
Was Tate's beard on steroids?
The understated thing about the steroids is the mental aspect. Like, these fighters aren't coming out as aggressive. Like, Silva's a destroyer normally, but let's say he was on TRT. What's he going to be now? Is he going to be a little more
completely
passive?
different game?
It's not just the body; it's the mind.
It's the mind.
People rely on that testosterone.
What we see when everybody
for
came from Pride. Right, and everybody like Pride is the killers. Were like, that's the better show than the UFC athletes. What they all came and got beat up by guys that weren't top tier guys in the UFC. Every one of those Pride athletes.
It's true,
and that's all due to drugs, and that's not abilities or strength. Even I think it's exactly what Aubrey's saying. They're like, who am I without this?
Not only that, these guys weren't doing it properly. I'm sure they didn't take enough time to recover and get their natural test level, so they're probably compromised. So not only were they not on steroids, they were compromised. Because when you look at some of those guys in Pride, we don't need to name names.
It was awesome.
We don't need to name names. But when they came over, they looked physically different. You know, I mean, look at Crow Cop. Here's a perfect example. Crow Cop was a goddamn destroyer. I mean, you look at some of the fights that he had, the wear and tear. There's a lot going on, but he just was a different guy when he came.
You could probably look at the amount of high kicks he threw before and after, and it's just he wasn't aggressive enough when he came back. You know, he used to throw that left kick
different animal,
all the time. It was just like
still fucking.
It's like rolling the dice.
Do they care about steroids? One FC?
Yeah, they want you on them.
For sure, One FC.
It helps soccer kicks to the face.
Steroids
Rogers
are not
over there, right?
Steroids are not. Crow Cop fucked me up. Do they test in tennis?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That's why they tried to test. It was Venus or Serena,
For
sure.
And she ran into her
the
fucking
Olympics.
safe. She had a safe room in her house in case her house got home invaded. She ran into her safe room and called the cops on the fucking drug testers.
Really?
Because she didn't want to get tested?
Exactly. Dude, after talking to Nowitzki and talking to the two guys that I've talked to, what's his face from Balco, Victor Conte, and Nowitzki, I am convinced that there's just a giant percentage of professional athletes that are on steroids and
certainly
you needed to talk to them to figure that out, Joe?
You really need to find out what the methods are. You know, they have testosterone now that they're making with animals.
Yes.
It's no longer with yams. So now the carbon isotope test that they used to catch people that were taking plant-based testosterone doesn't work anymore. So now you get, this guy's going to be on this animal-based testosterone.
So explain to me how they get. I mean, I can't believe they get testosterone from yams. It's a strange thing.
No
I've ever
idea.
heard.
You should probably pull out your phone and Google it and explain
and
it to us all.
there's micro dosing now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your boy was talking about that.
They're doing 4-hour doses, a dose that only stays in your system for 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the Alex Rodriguez shit. He was taking gummy bears, testosterone gummy bears.
Damn.
It's not going to be long till they can clone your pituitary and just have it pumping out your own hormones.
Yeah,
Just
right?
like, I want some more from my spare pituitary over there.
Yeah.
Did he say
People get a
about the-
second pituitary gland installed in their head.
Yeah, for sure.
Why'd your head get wider? Shut up.
Just put one in the taint. Just right in the taint.
Right in the taint.
Yeah, you get your spleen removed, replace it with a pituitary gland.
Totally.
Did he say anything about the long-term effects? It doesn't seem like there's any evidence that like microdosing testosterone is bad for you.
Well, your body has testosterone in it. It's not a foreign substance. Your body knows what to do with it. The problem with things that your body doesn't know what to do with is toxicity, liver toxicity. There's a lot of issues with all sorts of different substances like EPO that cause strokes, unnatural things. Like when you take an EPO, your body's producing way more fucking red blood cells than it's supposed to. Your blood's like sludge. All sorts of issues with that. But testosterone, your body knows what to do with it. It's in there naturally.
EPO though, they're talking about those the bike riders wake up in the middle of the night because their blood's so thick.
Yeah, I told you this.
Yeah, they would wake up and ride their bike in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's a buddy of ours.
How crazy is that?
Because they had to get rid of the blood cells, or what do you mean?
Yeah, well,
The blood's so thick.
The blood's so thick, you have to wear yourself out, and you have to do workouts and drink a lot of water in the middle of the night. They would set their alarms so they get up every few hours and work out. It's going to be weird when they come up with all these fucking genetic manipulations that they're working on right now. They think China's already got myostatin inhibitors in place for their athletes.
Jesus, man.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they think they're already experimenting on it. They got someone locked up in a mountain somewhere, and they got some fucking dude who's got triple muscle and is going to live to be 190.
That's awesome.
wait. It's
That's
gonna happen.
awesome, by the way.
I can't
That's
wait.
what happened to those mice when they ran those tests on those myostatin inhibitors in mice. The mice became superhuman or super mice. They got all this muscle on them, and they lived longer.
And they don't degenerate. Their
Sign
muscle
me
doesn't
up.
go away.
Oh.
So their
Sign me up.
muscle is like double muscle.
Sign me up right now.
There'll be
take it right
there'll be a
now.
time
You're